Hello, hello, and rabbit, rabbit, everyone. How is everybody? We are lighting candles, clearing space. You know, with everything being as wonky as it's been, let me know you can hear me, see me. Okay. I'll start a little. I see you all talking about the weather. Yeah, that, muggy, gross, can't go outside. I don't know about where you are, but it's all of those. We have air quality warnings on our phone app that tells us how hot it is. It also says, stay your ass inside. So, you know, good times. Who do we see about that? You know, the water's janky. The foods, they just came out with like factory made chicken, you know, and now we can't go outside. Good times. I feel bad for the ones who have little ones who are just waited for school to be over and they're dying to be outside. I have people, it's raining in England. I might be a little jealous. Is it raining and muggy, or is it like raining and lovely? Like green and lush and little bits of breeze. I'm wondering for people in Texas, is there like kind of a brownout where like no one's air conditioning? I have a few friends in Texas and they all live in completely different areas, but all have the same issue right now where it's like the air conditioning can be cranked to 90 and it's still not sufficient. So I'm just wondering if anybody else. You have sun in England, alien? You're not the big matchsticks today. All right, y'all. I should be smarter than I was the last time we all got together because I was a whole year younger. So I'm a whole year older now. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be just a little smarter. That's how it's supposed to work, right? With the age. We shall see. I know that doesn't prove to be true with all humans. Let's all hope for our community's sake. Somehow I've gotten exponentially wiser. Tomorrow, at sometime tonight, I'm gonna put everybody's name in. I took the birthday specials off the top and forgot to change the actual price. So one more person snuck in, like in the middle of the night. But I said in the second email that I sent out that I was going to have a raffle with this special because I felt so bad because like the first email I sent out was just non-functional. So everybody had to open an email that didn't do anything for them, and that's annoying. I mean, we all have so many emails and so many things we have to deal with and so many things to juggle with. And so during our day, nobody wants to take the time out to read an email that's useless. So what I decided to do, which I put in the second email, if anybody even bothered to like, oh, another useless email from Suzzy, I wouldn't blame you. Thanks guys for the happy birthdays. 53, I don't feel it when I wake up in the morning. Maybe I feel a little snap, crackle, pop. I'm working on that. But otherwise I kind of don't feel it. But anyway, so I have a raffle. So for every single... thanks, Kelly. I did send out another one. I left it until, I mean, it was live until like this morning. But if somebody like missed it for whatever reason and you want to email me, especially if you're a client already or whatever, just email me. But anyway, I'm having a raffle. So for every single person that bought a session, everybody's name is going in, and I'm going to pull somebody, and they'll get an extra session. And I'll put the raffle together tonight, and maybe I'll pull it tomorrow when I go live. I need you all to give me a subject to go live on. I know. Thank you. I know that last Sunday, I thought I was going to do like a 45-minute video, and it was like 2 hours, and it was like we got so deep in a million different subjects that it felt like people really wanted to talk about. So if you want me to expand upon something I spoke about last week, or you want me to just talk about like specifically any kind of transits that's going on, I'll draw it tomorrow. You don't have to be there. It's only for people who bought part of the birthday special. Although we're getting closer. I'm almost at 800 subscribers. I've been saying it, and I mean it. When we get to 1,000, I'm going to have a virtual block party. And we can play astrological bingo on that and give away prizes. Okay. So let's start. You want to talk about the Capricorn full moon? At the end, I'll answer as many questions. I'm super busy today. So at the end of the 12 signs, I'll answer as many questions as I can. Absolutely. Somebody asked about the Capricorn full moon, and also Neptune went into retrograde yesterday. Plus other things that are going on. So if you want, I can do a full moon special for Capricorn for tomorrow. But everybody chime in on that. Let me know if that's what you want for tomorrow. I'm not insulted at all. I'm happy to own my 53 years, but also I'm a Cancer. I was like momming other kids when I was 5. They used to call me like the little mother in kindergarten, because I was very, very protective. Like if anyone was like mean to the shy people in class, I would threaten to fight them. So I was very protective and very like take care of everybody. And sometimes I called. Am I eating popcorn? No. I'm popping ice in my mouth. They're tiny little ice chips. It's just hydrating. And it doesn't make me stop and drink and interrupt myself. But yeah, I was like the baby that was like, ooh, baby, when I saw a baby that was 6 months younger than me, and I called the other kids honey. And I didn't think it was funny when the adults made fun of me, because I meant it. So I don't mind being your maternal astrological figure, because maternal is something. And I'm always like, and then even when I was older, if we went to the club, I was built-in bouncer and built-in mom. I will dance on a table sober, so I rarely ever drank. I lost too many friends to like, they got in the car. They drank, so they got in the car with somebody who said they were sober and they weren't. And I actually lost friends that way. So When I went out, I never drank. I would drink at home or places where I didn't have to go anywhere. But if I was out, I was driving because I didn't trust anybody. Pluto on the ascendant. So, yeah. So, mom is not insulting to me. I love it. Okay. Also, eating ice is the thing when you're anemic, which I am. So, okay, yeah. So, Neptune in retrograde can be really, really good. So we can talk about that tomorrow with the Capricorn full moon. All right, so that is decided. Let's get into it. Can you start with Pisces today? Yeah, do we want to go backwards? Since Neptune is in retrograde, we'll go backwards. Sure. What the hell? All right. Today I want to take one. Should we all take a breath together? I'm going to keep doing this until it's habit for you guys too, to start your day, end your day, or when you're in large spaces or work and you're feeling a little something. So right now I'm going to take a breath. I invite you to do the same. You can repeat after me because it's good spiritual hygiene as per the video last Sunday. Universe, spirits, and guides, I call back all of my power to me now, to every cell, to every version of me, from anyone using it with or without my permission. I release any energy that is not mine to carry, and make sure that I am a clear vessel for my own thoughts and intuition. I reject any negative energy being sent to me, intended or unintended, from any person or entity to thwart any part of my life, or just in ill intention. Again, whether it's unintended or intended. And we are rejecting that and clearing and holding that space. And then I always ask, can my guides make sure that I am as succinct as possible and get all of the answers to the beautiful humans that wander into this space. That's the part you guys normally don't hear. Right? Okay. So let's pull. We're going to do... Oh, that's okay, Alien. You can watch it afterwards, but I hope that's a good thing that you're doing for yourself. I just hope it makes you happy. Okay. I'm sure you did. Everybody can expect like more lucid dreams, possible experiences, accelerated awakening. That's why I feel like I should start doing videos to like prepare everybody for accelerated awakening, because awakening is a bumpy thing as it is. And so accelerated awakening can be it's a little extra. So I feel like just doing that so everybody can calibrate and feel safe and calm during any experiences. Also, what I just did, that whole call back power, and then release, and Shauna, we're using your cards, and then reject. That's a great thing to do in your car right before you go into work or before you go into any situation. So the drama is probably not coming from... Maybe I'll have 2 screens tomorrow and I'll pull up charts, maybe. But if you get dizzy while you're doing those, it's because you have actually cleared energy. So that's a good thing. Hi, Dolly. So if you're having drama, it was probably more the Mars-Uranus, unexpected fighting, and in... Not that Leos are dramatic, but the way that the Leo element can express and Taurus can be stubborn. So Uranus in Taurus and Mars in Leo can be very dramatic when it hits. We can even have dramatic emotions if it aspects an emotional planet like the moon, or, you know, our Neptune, depending on where your Neptune is. So yeah, so a lot of things can be going on right now, and on top of it, it's accelerated awakening. So sometimes it's hard to decipher which transit is this. Is this from me not doing something that I could have done like 6 months ago that would have avoided this? You know, there's a lot going on. So I just want to make sure I'm in a supportive space. Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, so Pisces, because we're going backwards. Rabbit, and we're going backwards today. Rabbit is what we say on the first of the month to bring it in. If you were not around hippies during your childhood, you may not know what that is, but that's what that is. There's a bigger explanation. I'll save it for another day. We have the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Ten of Wands. So there is pain that is going to be ending, but Pisces, you have to put down a burden that's not yours to carry. So you're going to have to make a decision. And if you are attached to the pain, yeah, okay. And the Oracle card we got from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, Colette Baron Reed. This is gorgeous deck. We are looking at you making a decision. And if you leave something behind, part of it is going to be your attachment to the pain because you've had it for so long that you almost have like an attachment. Like I have a lovely, amazing friend that has it. I always say, like, you're my effing hero, because what they have endured and gotten through in life is just astounding to me. But I would always say, like, you know, your wounds are not your friends. When all else fails you, you know, your wounds are going to be there. And when other people feel like they're rejecting you or rejecting your trauma manifested behavior, because when somebody's been in a sustained survival mode, it can feel like the wounds, the comfort, everything is your friend. It almost feels like the one reliable thing, because people seem to come in and out if they can't handle whatever the expression of your trauma, whatever the expression of your survival mode. And so now is time to make a decision, because you have energetic opportunity the pain can be over, and I think will be over, but it requires action on your part. But you're going to have to put down the burden that you feel is yours to carry. But this is a beautiful reading. This crossing, this is enlightenment. This is a choice. But, you know, when we make this choice for our ship to come in, we have to leave two other things behind. We have to leave two other things behind. So what they're asking, this is a very clear reading. It's time to, like, cross out of feeling like your wounds are your old friends. And a lot of times too, when you carry around your wounds as an old friend, as a fallback, as a knowing that you can depend on that to be there, and that it doesn't judge you. Your wounds don't judge you. That comfort place leaves you free of feeling like all eyes are on you for whatever kind of survival mode you've been in. And so, you know, the two things that you're going to leave behind here is very clear. It is the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. But you have to be very clear that this is not any longer yours to carry. Okay, if we're going backwards, that means we are on Scorpio. Pisces, I really like that for you. You're going to have to sit with yourself. Listen, just because some reader on the internet tells you that, oh, your pain is going to be over soon and you just have to put down this one burden, that doesn't mean that that is all the answers, right? What you need to do, why does the back of my hair always look like I didn't just wash it? What you need to do is sit down and create a system that redirects you when you want to go towards those wounds. When I said comfort place, even though it's your wounds and other people can't understand that, I really mean it. And it's not just going to happen on its own. You're going to have to like set alarms on your phone. You're going to have like, you know, a breathing exercise or a mantra or something to bring you back out of that. Sympathetic nervous system is kind of like that fight or flight. We want to be in parasympathetic. And it's in the sympathetic nervous system. It's in that trigger. This is all very easily said on a fun community tarot video, but you really need to have tools in place to help correct the thoughts, the triggers, the pulling back, the old habits. You need a system for redirection, and you should have it on your phone. For all the things that we have on our phone, have it in your notes or your notebook if you have an Android. And I talk about some of those all the time. I could do maybe that's a subject for the Sunday after next, to do a little quick video on what are some of the redirects that we can do for ourselves. And there are some that you can put in your pocket for in the middle of a conversation with somebody. No one will know. No one will know. So, but you have to have a redirection. You can't just listen to somebody on YouTube and be like, okay, that's all going to end now, because that's not how that works. We very clearly see it's going to take action from you. But even that is easier said than done. We want you to have the tools. That is honestly the basis of my entire practice. My entire spiritual mission is to give other people the tools to empower them. Because I don't want to create a dependence on me. I don't think that that's actually healing people. I think that's weaponizing unhealed people. I want to make sure that I am truly healing people and sending them off at times, stronger, resilient within themselves. I don't want to weaponize unhealed people. Those are two different things, and just be mindful of that when you are dealing with anyone that's trying to convince you that you're broken and that you need what they have. No one should ever be weaponizing your survival mode against you. That's for everyone. I think this is an appropriate intro into Scorpio. Nobody should be weaponizing your survival mode against you, but certainly not people who ask you to trust them and take your money. My humble 2 cents. Okay. Yeah, and if you like that idea, then do me the biggest favor ever, and when the video is over, leave it in the regular comments, because now I'm like in channel and I won't read the comments as much. All right. Scorpio. Let's get, okay. I'm going to have to pick him up because I couldn't see what that was. I hope my Scorpios are all well. You know I love you. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this up. Off the floor. Or at least so that I could read it. Oh. Okay. So for Scorpio, we have the Fool, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so I love the Ace of Pentacles for Scorpio. And I love, like, so the Fool is interesting. The Fool in this card, I think I just have to grab it. It's, like, not easy to grab. Hold on. There's so much... Hello, Rogue. Yes, I sent you an email. You had a session. But we can work it out, my love. Don't, like, no worries. Okay, so this one is called the Sacred Clown. It's so Scorpio. So we have the Fool card. There's a smile there, but there's also, like, I couldn't tell until I picked it up. Is this the devil or is this the Fool? So what's funny is there is, like, an engagement ring in a bear trap. So this particular Fool card, is somebody who's, like, wearing their life on the outside of their skin, right? They look good. I mean, if this is not Scorpio, I don't know who is. So it's absolutely amazing because this Fool card came out first, and then the Ace of Pentacles. There is... Scorpio, it's almost like, because the Fool is not in reverse, it's in the upright, and so is the Ace of Pentacles. There's new stability, but you're gonna have to, this, you know, the Fool normally would be almost cautionary. The Fool normally would be like, let's leap, let's jump, but you can tell that, like, with the jumping, they almost feel like there's a trap of commitment. It's so funny that we're getting this card for, it's not funny, it makes sense. We're getting this for Scorpio. And then this gorgeous, gorgeous Ace of Pentacles. And there's, like, a cat in the back. Like, it looks like it's on stage. It looks like it's, like, a drummer for some band that it just threw the drumsticks. But there's roots here. There's deep roots. But, you know, this Queen of Pentacles is in, there is new stability. You're going to have to take a leap. There might be some financial tie that's keeping you to someone or something or some situation, even a home, something around that. Juan, I think it's not, I think that's what's in the sacred, it's the Sacred Clown, right? So I think that's the whole point, is that it invites us to leap, and it's the beginning of the journey. But if you go into the journey with the idea that something's the trap, then it might keep you from stability. This is regrowing roots for Scorpio, but there's some kind of financial attachment that is keeping you. It's keeping you, you know, the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is she's self-sufficient. She is the abundance. I always talk about this as a great partner. There is something here that, like, you don't feel like yourself, that maybe you are completely self-sufficient or abundant on your own, and what they are what your guides are telling you is, you know, please just take that chance. Okay. Empty well, time to replenish for Scorpio. Yeah. You're going to have to leap for new stability, and you're going to have to, this, whatever this financial tie was, this financial, the thing that kept you stuck, and Scorpio can get stuck. It's a fixed sign, even though that is the internal inner struggle of Scorpio. Transformation, you know, feeling stuck. Transformation, feeling stuck. So sometimes in one area of their life, they are moving. They're moving almost at a risk to feel that transformation, to feel that alive. Let me stick my finger in the fire and make sure it burns so I know that I'm alive and not numb. Right? And then the other one, they can feel trapped. Scorpio sometimes can, like, through a rough time, Scorpio can be the human expression or fight or flight. And both, not one or the other. Yeah. So there is somebody that, or something, it could be a home, a job, that it's not your stability. You think it's your stability, but it's actually draining you. So, but there's, look at this, look at this, look at this. I mean, gorgeous, right? But again, so I think we already have a theme here where there's a choice that has to be made. There's, and again, redirection tools. Maybe that is our, you know, our theme for the today. And maybe that's something that then definitely has to be not tomorrow, but the Sunday after. That has to be our video. All right, let's take the Fountain Tarot for Cancer. How are the Cancer babies? I'm speaking Scorpio truth. I kind of get Scorpio, not just because I have Scorpios in my life that I love, and I have a child that is Scorpio rising. You know, I have friends that are Scorpio moon. I have tons of friends that are Scorpio. I understand Scorpio, but also that Pluto on my ascendant. And some things in my 8th house. Okay, so Cancer, how are the Cancer? You guys are the birthday babies. I know, like, I'm right in the beginning. I'm only 4 degrees. So happy birthday to anyone. Happy birthday for anyone who's had a birthday. I know Dolly had a birthday. Madison, who sometimes is a little quiet in the chat, she had a birthday. I think we had another birthday in this community. And happy birthday for anyone who has a birthday coming up, for Cancer. Okay, that is interesting. All right, Cancer. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that card had popped out. So you got 4. I swear that this chick looks like Anna Faris. Anna Faris. So we have, this is how it came out. There is, which Cancer can do, and again, I think I might have said this last week, but when Connie Joe and I did the Summer of Love, and if guys, for any reason you did not watch the Summer of Love videos, please go back and watch those. And rewatch them during the summer. So when something is happening that you're like, what the French toast is this? That you go back and look at what the transits are, you know, with your chart. We have the Hangman and the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups can often be fantasy, delusion, not being able to make a choice, wanting something to be the way that you want it to be rather than the way that it is. 7 of Cups is also often wanting something to be the way you want it rather than how it actually is. It can also mean wanting someone. It can mean putting pressure on someone because you can see the best of them. You know that you could nourish them. You could provide them with the love, with the relationship they never had, with that, like, you are Olympian of loving, right, Cancer? Like you can, with other people, feel like I gave my life up, or I thanklessly dedicated myself to that relationship. Cancer is like, no, that's the fun. Like, putting myself all in and putting all the effort into somebody else and nurturing them is the joy in life, right? The problem is that when we have this idea that is, it looks like love, it looks like nurturing, it's also rooted a little bit in ego, because it is the hope of creating possibly what we didn't have as a child, or Cancer children can also see movies, TV, other people's households, and feel like they didn't get that, and then they try to create that, and they really want to give it to people who also didn't have it, but you can't fix another person. So sometimes we get wrapped up in the well-intended, although a little trauma run, a little ego run, but not in an egotistical, selfish way, the fantasy, and we've got a little pause on us. There is something we're trying to go after that might not be so good for us, Cancer. When we have the Seven of Cups and we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles upside down. The Ten of Pentacles is my happy ending card. Cancer, release your expectations. Release any expectations of a person, of a situation, what it's going to look like when it finally gets together. And certainly this summer is probably not the summer. This is Neptune direct. This is Neptune in retrograde. This is why I like Neptune in retrograde. It's clear. It's clearer. It pops the fog. You may get, here's the good news. You may get, with Neptune going into retrograde, you may see somebody clearly. You may see a situation more clearly. You may see you're fantasizing about what that can be rather than what it actually is, more clearly. And that can release these two is money, self-sufficiency, abundance, and then that attracts in the happy ending. Like, this is all good. But you're going to have to turn this upside down, Cancer. You're going to have to pop the delusions. And I'm not calling you delusional. I'm saying that sometimes you can love a situation in your head. You can play it out in your head because that helps you invest the time, the effort, the love in something, someone, anything. Right? It drives, it fuels, and it validates and justifies why you would put that much time, effort, love, your Cancerian effort into something. But I'm inviting you to observe everything as it is. And I think that with Neptune retrograde, you will see in the next week or so something for exactly how it is, so that you are not any longer having a pause on your own abundance and your own happy ending. And perhaps I should take that too. It's funny because I just had two totally different people read me, and I didn't tell them. They know each other, but I didn't tell them about the other one's reading. And they both got like the same cards. And both of them said to me, like, go into this one situation that I'm going into without any expectation. Like, none. And of course, my little Cancerian self is already worried about, I'm actually worried about hurting somebody's feelings, but like, is already having thoughts like, if it goes that way, because sometimes our intuition will feed the fantasy. Very interesting tapestry we weave, Cancers. So let go of the expectation, because when you do, That's abundance. That is your happy ending. Listen, the cardinal signs are almost done effing with us. November 2024. You know. Let me tell you something about November 2024. I've been saying this for a while, and I've been saying it in private sessions to clients. Unless you're like in your early teens or 20s, if I'm talking to you right now, and you have cardinal placements, moon, sun, rising, what your Mars, whatever. Once November of 2024 hits, Pluto won't even square any of your cardinal placements. It's not going to be on your cardinal placement. It's not going to square your cardinal placements. It's, you know, it doesn't go into Aries for like 42 years. So if you're going to be here in another 42 years, then you might experience it. But I'm pretty sure by then you're going to be so old and so like, I don't care. You know how old people say whatever they want to say? They don't care. What do they have to lose? What are you going to think? They're not cute? You're not going to give them a job? What? They're feral. Like, what are they? So Pluto will come in like an old friend to people in 42 years as a cardinal sign. But yeah, the fixed signs have 20 years. I'm talking to the cardinal signs because, you know, we had all of that stuff in Capricorn. Every time the pandemic was bad, it was because Capricorn was involved. No offense to Capricorns, you didn't ask for it. We had the nodal access, I want to say like 2017. It has been a little crazy. Chiron has been in Aries for 3.5 years. So the cardinal signs have been getting kaplunkered for quite a while, with some heavy stuff. Saturn and Pluto were in Cancer, and the nodes, and Chiron. So the fixed signs just had a little whammy there with the eclipse season and the nodes. But Aquarius is going to be a different expression of Pluto than Capricorn Pluto was. Completely different expression. Pluto will still be Pluto on your sign, but also we only give it 2 degrees. We're moving into, I'm going backwards. We're moving into Aquarius right now. Let's do an Aquarius reading. Yeah, we only give Pluto 2 degrees, so. So Cardinals been getting it and getting it good for like 5 years. Not that the fixed signs haven't been feeling it, not the mutables didn't, but it's been one thing after another for Cardinal. A lot of transformation. And it's hard to tell when you're a person in motion, as Cardinal is. Sometimes it's just like, okay, this is my life, and you don't see the transformation. It's like if you're losing a pound a week, it's harder for you to see than when somebody doesn't see you in four weeks or 5 weeks and goes, oh my God, you look great, right? So sometimes Cardinal just acclimates and keeps going, but it's been a minute since we haven't had something. Okay. You have 4 Pentacles and the Hermit, Aquarius. What is going on there? Let's pull another card, but I'm going to pull a card from a different deck. That is interesting. Oh, that's so clear. All right, let's get another. I'm just going to use these as an oracle card today, and I'm doing splitting the deck. I love these cards. Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is mine, 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 down, down, down. All I need is this box of matches and this belt, and that's all I need. This is not wanting to let go of something. We can't receive if we're like this, right? This is being under-resourced, overwhelmed. Are we staying under-resourced because we don't feel worth asking other people for resources? Are you overwhelmed because you're under-resourced? Are you under-resourced because you feel like that's where you belong, right? The Four of Pentacles is big for me. But it is holding on to something in fear of losing it and not letting other things in to expand your life, expand your abundance. Do you guys hear that? Hello? Hello? You know that song on TikTok? Sometimes that's Nikki. I keep saying that's her soulmate. I don't know if you guys can hear him, because no one's in the room with him. Hello? Oh God, I hope you guys can hear that. We have the Hermit and the Horseman. And the Horseman is the herald of change. You are going to feel under-resourced. You're going to feel attachment to something that's keeping you. There's a lot of how we release blocks in this week. You can hear him. Hello? He does this. And then he taught Sadie, but Sadie's doesn't come out like a little hello. Hers comes out like a cat car alarm. Wow, 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 wow. She said she does it in the bathroom to give her a It's crazy. He's not lonely though. He could walk right in, the door is open. This is just him. We have, wow. Personality is what happens when you rescue animals. They tend to have these little quirks, right? But we get that when we rescue humans by way of having relationships with them, and they have their little quirks. So what's going to happen very clearly, Aquarius, is that you are going to go into this kind of feeling under-resourced attachment to something that no longer, and you're going to go into hermit mode. So what I got was hermit mode. Then I wanted to pull another card from another deck. I also got the Four of Pentacles. This time it's in reverse. And I was like, that is very interesting, right? And then I pulled this card, Horseman of Change. Here's something about the hermit. When we go in to hermit mode, it can be motivated by many different reasons, but what it brings is enlightenment. There is light. Whenever we see light, a light orb in a card, it represents enlightenment. We go looking for enlightenment. It is the herald of change, and it releases attachment. So Aquarians, if you're kind of feeling stressed out, which I wouldn't blame you with all the Leo energy. And again, whenever our opposite sign has a lot of the energy, it can feel almost a little draining for us. Sometimes I don't always do well in January, in the beginning of Capricorn's, the middle of Capricorn season. It's on the opposite side of my Mars. And it feels that's, we get our vital energy from. So especially with wherever the opposite of your Mars is. But in general, Leo season can be draining. So whatever it makes you feel like you don't want to be as social, or you just need some hermiting time, it's a good thing. It's going to bring change. It's going to release an attachment. And Aquarius really doesn't do attachment that often. But there's also something with abundance. There's also something with abundance. I do believe in the universal cat distribution system. Cats are very interesting spiritually. And Dolores Cannon has a whole thing about cats. I won't go into it, but let's do Libra. Libra. None of these guys are kittens at this point, but sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello. I was like, why did I think of making that video? I don't have time to make a whole TikTok page just for Nikki. But he would have. He's so cute. Emily rolled her eyes. I was like, you know, this could have been us. We would have been viral. But I'm sure everybody's cat does that. Aww, that's great, Phil. Okay. You're easily drained on a daily basis. Yeah. That's the energy right now. And I have been saying this in my lives gently, that there's been, from that eclipse season that we had in May, we're only going to get little breaks and days. I wish I could tell you something different, but I would be lying. I could try to tie a bow on everything, but the energy is draining because it's different to have a transit for like a week and feel like, oof. But when we sustain that energy, which, you know, is a clear signal that part of what's expected from us is to recalibrate and find, and also we're supposed to be paying attention to what we put in our bodies. Listen, you can eat whatever you eat and drink whatever you drink and still be spiritual and still have gifts. That's the truth. But for your own personal energy, you know, I think if you have gifts, one of the gifts is that your body is going to be far more sensitive. And the way that that is a gift to you is as increasingly, there's just so much garbage in our food. And you're going to see more and more stuff like, you know, certain laundry detergents getting banned, stuff that's in the food. You're going to see that more and more be revelations. It's so gross, right? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. So just, you know, I say it in private sessions. I don't say it here because I don't want to cause... I say it in private sessions to my people all the time. Maybe you have a little container gardening. Maybe you take supplements. Maybe you only take Benadryl in an emergency. Like, I would take it as a hug from your guides if your body seems all of a sudden sensitive, because they're wanting you to be really mindful. I don't know what Hobbington is. Cat. Okay. Oh, let's get one more for Libra. The Shire. Okay, that's what I'm a big nerd. I would have recognized the Shire. Okay, Libra. I don't love your cards, but it is what it is. I'm gonna read what's on the table. A lot of change, a lot of flux, and a lot of like decisions. What do you want to do with the energy? Getting rid of garlic and onion. Garlic is one of the best things. I make fire honey garlic for when I'm sick. Garlic is one of the oldest, like, if you slow roast garlic and eat it, it will literally start to deal with whatever infection is in your body immediately. Some of the best medicine. That is, I adore you. I'm not comfortable co-signing getting rid of onion and garlic. Onion honey, actually, and roasted garlic are two of the things that are in my house at all times. Yeah, if you like it, I love it, but garlic has incredible health benefits. So does onion. And if you grow them at home too, if you're worried about nitrates and stuff. Hey. Yeah. I have garlic confit, which is just slow roasted garlic. I put it on everything because it's like antibiotic. Yes. I think it depends. I'm just going to say, I think it depends because I ate tons of both of those. It takes a lot for me not to be calm. Yeah. Okay. I want to give you a hug, Kel, and just make sure that, just double check. I told somebody, double fact check everything I say. Fact check in with your own intuition, go see another reader, double check. Like, no one should just, you don't want to have blind trust in anything or anyone. Okay, Libras, this is what we have. We have the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out of something, feeling like not brought in, feeling, that can be the ghosting card too, just feeling shut out, rejected, not wanted. And then we have the Devil card, and I feel like whatever rejection or feeling like not all the way in, not feeling safe about the environment that's supposed to make you feel safe and wanted and loved and okay, just be like on there's something about here that like you're in something that should make you feel completely that it should be an inclusive situation, but you don't always, I feel like you're walking on eggshells in this situation. Like stereotypically, it should be your safe place, your sanctuary. But you haven't maybe been feeling that lately. And it's bringing you back to some like self-sabotaging thoughts about yourself. We also have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. For me, that's something that it either comes two ways. It's either something that was really slow is going to start speeding up, or something that was slow is at a dead stop. I love the way these cards are coming out today because there is a solution for every block. Clarity and organization. It says, I thought first it said tiny house. It says tidy house. Now that doesn't mean just cleaning your house, although that's technically spiritual hygiene too. And if everybody remembers today, please take a little cinnamon, blow it into your front door. Your door is supposed to be open. If you have animals, that cinnamon is not good for them. You can blow it on the door, just cracked open. But don't clean off the threshold until tomorrow. That's just an abundance trick. But it's spiritual hygiene, clarity and organization is not, it's also for yourself. It feels like something is throwing you off, Libra. And, yeah, it feels like something is throwing you off. I'm trying to think how they want me to say. Take your energy away from the person that's not making you feel as safe in your sanctuary as you should. Take your energy off what are you doing right and doing wrong. That feels really hard to say to you, But what I want you to do is focus on the energy, on how you can feel more empowered by your own actions, or like getting your ish together. Internally, it almost is like this trying to please or get this back into the flowing mode that it's supposed to be, like the well-oiled machine. That's getting this back into the well-oiled machine it's supposed to be is actually distracting you from doing your own stuff. And there's a fear of like either losing this or having them be distracted by somebody else, possibly, whether that's job or relationship. But you need to focus inward, which is really, really hard. It's the opposite. It's that 7th house. It's really hard for Libra to do that. That's why, like, I could tell a lot of signs that just focus, and they'd be like, okay, got it. Say less. This is hard for Libra because you want to balance the situation, but the balance has to come internally. You're not gonna be able to balance the situation externally. But when you do, it's great. It's good for you. Okay, let's move on to, let's use my new birthday deck from Wand. Oh, there's, okay. Put these guys here and those there. I do that all the time, and my daughter tells me all the time that I sound like a wisdom dog. If you know, you know. Okay. Yeah, there's something about you taking your energy off trying to make everything always balanced all the time and totally putting it into yourself, like organizing your life, being tidy about your own self-worth, your own self-care, your own like execution. It feels like, please forgive me, Libra, it feels like possibly your execution on other things is sloppy. And, you know, Libra is ruled by Venus. It really wants to create that beauty, and it really wants to create the balance and harmony in a Venusian way. And so when the execution, like you have a vision that other people can't see. You often have a vision that other people can't visualize or understand unless it's already in front of them. And so you could feel a little bit misunderstood if your execution of things is not as it doesn't culminate into the vision that you had. It's, again, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but that's the word they're giving me. And it's actually when all of a sudden you are hitting the mark and organizing internally and being more tidy with your own self, your own self-esteem, that it comes out in your expression of everything else. And that is actually will balance things. There's something to be admired about risking not balancing this situation externally so that you can execute the way that you are capable of, Libra. You're a cardinal sign. Okay. We're on Gemini. Ooh. Gemini. Very, very, very interesting reading. This is my new queer tarot deck. Oh, and the last thing came. You know who you are, and I will email you about it later. And I was so excited. So thank you. Okay, so we have the Empress and the Three of Pentacles, and then the Strength. Now, what's interesting when the Strength card comes, it could feel like you're weak, but it also can feel like you feel safe enough to not have to be that strong all the time. Gemini, and you know, you could use a little break after the Mars, and now everything is pretty much moved out of your sign, right? I don't think we have anything left. Yeah. We have a conjunction of Mars and Venus, by the way, today, people, in Leo. The only thing right now in Gemini is Vesta. That's it. Right? So you finally have a break, not only after that Gemini Mars, which seemed like forever, but hey, but also, you know, you just had everything piling up in your sign, and also, you know, squaring that Neptune in Pisces. So here we are, the Empress, the Three of Pentacles. This is time for an upgrade. I honestly think the strength is because you can relax. I love the Empress energy for you, Gemini. This is an amalgamation of all four queens, in case you didn't know that. It is the amalgamation of all four queens. So this is really feeling in your power. And then this right here, Three of Pentacles, this is a limit upgrade. This is a promotion. This is a promotion in life. This is an upgrading. This is a collective project this is feeling understood, supported, that it's beneficial, and you're feeling like the Empress. I honestly let's get one of these. I'm in love with the art design on there. Let me upgrade you. I was speaking to Connie Jo. Connie Jo and I had, oh my God, the most incredible dual session on Thursday morning. Insane. And we were talking to that person, and a lot of my clients have gifts and gifts they're developing and gifts they might want to like actually use as tools, and some of my clients are moving into gifts as career, which I am wholeheartedly supporting, to the point where I will help you with your logo and figure out everything you have to do to like launch yourself. I don't see anyone as competition. I see all of us as having a different specialty, right? But anyway, we had this incredible session, and I keep saying, like, I said it jokingly, I feel like we need a retreat, but an actual retreat, like a cheap all-inclusive to someplace warm. And part of the schedule is everybody just takes a nap because we're all exhausted, right? But then my wheels started going, and I'm like, we were talking about it. So I'm just going to put it out there because it'll hold me accountable. 2025, I really want to look at getting something that's like very inexpensive, but it's an actual also vacation, and we would have different people there to facilitate different workshops, and maybe even like, you know, if it was in like Costa Rica or someplace like that, then maybe we could have people who are qualified completely to do either microdosing or ayahuasca, but only if people are interested in that, and other people could do whatever. And at some point there would just be like some time to relax, because otherwise I used to hate when in my old career, when they would be like, we're going on a retreat my ass. We had classes every 3 seconds. There was no time for resting, and then half the people were partying. You couldn't sleep. So I mean, there's, you know, I'm going to figure out some place that we can go that's, you know, affordable. A lot of times it's way cheaper to leave the country. So, but yeah. So that is the goal. Of course, you know, that's, yeah. I mean, because I want to have mindfulness, and I want to have, our bodies need rest and replenishment. So I don't want it just to be like every single moment is something to like, yeah, occupy you. So you feel like, oh no, I have to pick between this course or that workshop or whatever. So that's the goal, 2025. And I want to have it someplace warm. Okay. Yes! Gemini with your bad self. Okay. The right use of power. I say this to my community all the time. A lot of you guys worry about stepping into a position of power, to step into a position of guiding someone else, step into a position of using your gifts. Because when we have gifts, we have privilege. We have gifts that we can utilize, communicate to other people, that we can help guide when we know that those spiritual gifts will create an influence over other people. When we have been overpowered, when power has been misused, weaponized against us to make us feel small, to make us feel less than, to hold us back, we almost have a very unhealthy relationship with power. Misuse of power is a big ethical no-no. But a lot of people in this community would never, could never, right? I don't tend to attract that crowd. And so this is gorgeous. Crown Games, right use of power. Empress, power, promotion. Not feeling like you have to be defensive, feeling comfortable, feeling safe. I love, love, love this for Gemini. And remember that when you're feeling like I can't do that because what if I tell somebody the wrong thing or whatever, you're already so rooted in ethics that I'm not, yes, absolutely. More workshops, more learning. I'm still learning. I'm going to advanced classes, right? I will always look to other people to learn things. I can't know everything. That's Gemini. That was the Gemini reading. But like, when you are afraid of stepping into a position of power, examine that's a good way to examine that you have a cue to examine your relationship with power. And remember that you will not overpower people. You will empower people. Okay, we are on Capricorn. Oh, I love that card. I haven't even been able to get through, although I just got those from the lovely Shauna. And I haven't gotten to fully go through the deck. It's been a little crazy. So I'm getting just as surprised by these cards as you all today. Yeah, I always say, like, if there ever comes a day, and God, I hope not, I don't care if I'm 90 and I think that I know everything, that day is so sad. That day is so sad because then what is there left to learn? What is there left to live for? What is there left to explore? What is there left to discover? God, it would be terrible. I don't understand people who think that they're the best at everything and that they know everything and they're an expert at everything. You can't tell them nothing. What a sad existence. I still want to like unwrap the present. I still want to like peel back all the different layers of life. Yeah. God, that's sexy to think that you don't know everything and that there's still more to discover. Ugh. If we knew everything. God, if I knew everything, I'd be like, take me now. Like, just, yeah. Okay. Capricorn. Hello, Miss Sadie. I hear your little footsteps. Hello. Did you want to come say hi? Did you want to come say hi? You know I cleared this off for you so that you could come up this way. There you go. I made my office Sadie friendly. Sorry, guys. Come on. There you go. There you go. Hi, baby. You gonna come all the way up? You sweet girl. She slept through the night last night, guys. It's like having a newborn. Amazing. So happy. Thanks, guys, for the hearts. That's new. And if you don't mind liking and just hit the share button where it says copy link, it doesn't matter actually. If you send the link to anyone, they just know that, no, you're good. We're a little less frantic. Okay, you just wanted pets. I love that. She's like a little less panicked this week, the last couple of days. I'm excited to, might be next Saturday. I think it will be. I have to double check. I'm going to bring you another guest. Samantha was amazing. I'm bringing you another guest. Okay, Capricorn. What's going on here? Hello. Whenever I think of Esteban, I think of a certain movie. It's Once Upon a Time in Mexico, just because that Esteban that character is so memorable. We have benefactor, grace, and generosity. We have the Four of Wands, which is the divine celebration. It can be marriage. We have the Ten of Swords, putting down pain. There's something you're going to go through that's going to be the end of it. We have Knight of Wands on his motorcycle, like James Dean, running in to be passionate. I think it's the grace of being graceful with yourself. Something comes to an end. You're going to feel it, but once you're done feeling it, holy cow, Capricorn, this is coming with the full moon for you. That's in 2 days. I love this. I love this. This Four of Wands with this benefactor, grace and generosity. Now the King of Wands might come in. Like, I think you're going to feel this. Sometimes, listen, I don't love, the King of Wands is confident. He is passionate. He understands who he is. He or she, they, is going to come in the door and slam you up the wall and give you a kiss hello instead of bending over and go, hi dear, and the kiss on the cheek. The King of Wands is going to help you figure out your dreams. It's on the other side of just processing the rest of what you have been processing forever and letting hurt you. I mean, honestly, the Four of Wands with the King of Wands, with this card, if you notice, there's a king and a little... They are loving it up in their little mushroom. It looks like, did you guys ever see the commercials? And I lived close by at one point, but have you ever seen the commercials with the champagne hot tubs in the Poconos? That's what it looks like to me. It's like a little mushroom cove haven, whatever. Honeymoon suite. And this is I mean, Capricorns, for some of you, the King of Wands might be a distraction that helps you get through this. And for others of you, if you just decide to feel this on your own without the distraction, this could end up being like a divine union. Incredible. I'm not mad at it for you, Capricorn. Not mad at it at all. Okay, we are on Virgo. How are my Virgos? How are my Virgos? Huh. Uh-oh. Well, Virgo's dealing with somebody who's not very nice. Or they're being a little precise with their words. Maybe this is preemptive for the Virgo Mars to come in. Oh, we got way more cards than I expected. Okay. These are the 3 that came out. The other 2 just kind of fell out. So we have... Okay, this is almost funny. Some of you Virgos may be grieving a friendship or a relationship with somebody that either you weren't nice to them or they were not nice to you. I have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Quite frankly, she's a bitch. She's just kind of, she's not nice when she speaks. So there could be a split with a friend right now. Like a fight with a friend, or there could be a fight with a family member, or a fight with a relationship. The 4 of Swords. Give it some time. Give it some rest. Let's confirm this. I see this as temporary. I see that you are grieving it is as if it's a permanent rift, but I don't see it as a permanent rift. Hold on. Been splitting the deck, but this feels like a shuffle. Let's get something to confirm this. Then we're on to Taurus, and then we're on to fire signs, and we're almost done, which is good because I have a half an hour. Come on, mama. All right, we are splitting the deck. Okay. God, these cards are gorgeous. Thank you again, Shauna. Mindful and groupthink. So it could be that you were looking, both of you are solid in the fact that your experience was not good in this fight or this rift, or however the exchange went down. You know, there's also a clock in the back there. You're going to have to give this some time. I don't see this as a permanent split. No matter who you may be grieving it like, and you may be mad and grieving it like, I'm done, I'm good, I don't need to have a makeup. But I think at some point, there's going to be something else that happens on either one or both of your sides. Virgo, that's going to put you each in the other's position in a very weird way, just a little bit, like a modicum of the same situation, but flipped in reverse. And it's gonna spur a conversation. I gotta say, I don't see that conversation happening soon, but I just want you to know that, like, if you're delaying processing the grief from this I see somebody pretending like they're good. I'm good. I'm good. It will come back together, but it's not going to forcibly come back together. And I don't see it coming back together until far after Virgo season. But it does, like, because I don't think that this, I think this was somebody that was important. Somebody used, like, words that just were not acceptable at all. Like, went for the jugular. And not like, you stupid biatch, those kind of words, like words about people's character. And if you want to hurt a Virgo, you go after their character. Because it's their integrity is everything to them. So I think both people feel like maybe their integrity or their character was attacked. And both people felt like they were in the right. There's something else that's going to happen that you're both going to be on the flipped side. And it will come back, but it won't be right now. And it's okay to just let it rest. It's okay to not try to force or continue the argument or even talk about it with peripheral people. That seems important. Don't be talking about this whole thing with peripheral people. Okay. Let's do Taurus. How are my Tauruses? Okay. Okay. Yeah, and any, like, again, the liking and sharing, I normally don't even ask for that, but any kind of activity that YouTube sees that people also want to share the live stream, that helps. And, like, the sooner we get to that 1,000, then the sooner I can even do, like, classes through YouTube, like little workshops. There's just things that I can do when we hit 1,000. Plus, I totally am going to have that virtual block party. Okay, and the likes are good, but the shares. The shares are where it's at. Okay. That is interesting. Okay, Taurus, it feels like there's either... Let me put these in the order that they came out. Yeah, okay. For Taurus, moving out of stagnation. What an appropriate card. Yeah, because if you guys hit that little share and then link thing, even if it doesn't go anywhere, even if you just send it to your own email, YouTube might actually, like, push this out, which would be fantastic. Okay. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. This is what you got. You got the King of Cups in reverse. Now, I'm not mad at the King of Cups in reverse. There's still emotional maturity here. There might just be a pragmatism. Somebody feels a little blocked over being overly mushy, overly affectionate, so you may be dealing with somebody that just feels like they pulled back or they steeled up is the phrase that I'm hearing. Like their normal schmoopy, what can I get for you? Blah, blah, blah. They still are full of love for you. There's something in their behavior that has changed. This is somebody around you. I can feel it. It may be messing with you. It is part of what's supposed to bring you out of stagnation. Sometimes you're not having the conversations that you really need to be having in favor of having the conversations that feel comfortable. Because Taurus is all about comfort. Taurus, you do not have to have your defenses up. It's okay. Like, you're safe in this situation. And so, while there's change on the other person's, like, you should not go into complete, like, panic that this is over, that there's a big problem. There's not a third party. change is uncomfortable for a lot of people, especially Taurus. And change in somebody else's behavior that you don't understand, you can't clock why, is nerve-wracking for anyone. So what we want is for you to, Taurus, get your defenses down a little bit. And I feel like you actually don't have to worry about a third party here. Simultaneously, for some of you, you know, and this can be friendship too. This can feel like you think that your friend prefers their new friend now. There is somebody here that, like, it would be easier and better if y'all could be like the three best friends that ever was from The Hangover. But that's not going to happen. You have a friend that is a bridge to your personality and their personality. Your friend can be in either lane. You two are not, there's almost like a karmic tie to like a friend of a friend, a sister of a lover, something, partner of a family member. There is somebody here that you can't gel with, and you feel like everybody's looking at you, but we love them. No, there's some kind of karmic tie there. You don't gotta fuck with them. You don't. You don't have to pretend that you're best friends. It's fine. And one thing has nothing to do with the other. This person in your life that's already all of a sudden being pragmatic or whatever, that has nothing to do with you. This is all to get you out of stagnation. If Uranus isn't doing its job, this situation is going to make you examine a little bit, but you have to do it with your defenses down, because when your defenses are all the way up, you cannot receive. It is not, if anybody's dealt with a Taurus who's like mad, or you said something and they just went from to, you know what I mean. They're funny, they're light, they're happy, we're having comfortable conversation, everything's good, we might as well be snuggling, and then you say something that pokes them the wrong way, and the bullhorns come out, and they go from to, and then that's it. They often go silent, right? That's when the defenses come up and they cannot hear the other part of that thing. So if you are a Taurus, please keep your defenses down, because this is all for stagnation that's no longer serving you. Change, blockages. This whole entire video has been about how do we move through the blocks, right? All right, we are on our fire signs, and we will start with Sagittarius. Hangover is such a funny movie. Mike Tyson singing Phil Collins. So great. And then finding the pictures in the end that tells them all the other stuff that they couldn't remember what happened. All right. Okay. Okay. Sagittarius. It feels like somebody has to give you something that makes you feel shut out. There is like a sense of, I don't want that from you because I don't want to be beholden to you. Right? I want to keep this light. I don't want to feel like I owe you something, or there's some kind of like commitment that keeps me someplace I don't want to be. Somebody's trying to give you something or help you with something. Let's pull the Oracle just to make sure that what I'm getting in is correct. Okay. I'll read that in a second. Okay. So Like, I don't want to feel obligated to you. I don't want to feel beholden to you. Like, okay, Sag, I'm just going to say this. And don't forget that Neptune in Pisces is going to be squaring some of the Sagittarius placements. So there have been probably times where you feel like you had to like make a deal with the devil to get to the higher place, to get to like philosophically, you know, you feel like you have to make compromise. I was doing a 2024 year ahead seminar with an amazing astrologer, Lori Rivers, last night. And one of the things that she said is that we cannot put people in these places where we think that there is perfection or like, what was the word she used? That they're so full of grace that they never make a compromise, that they never make decisions that we wouldn't love, but they do it to get into that higher place where they can teach, show, right? And so I'm feeling this for Sagittarius. There are times that maybe you've had to make compromises so that you could get into a place where you could be at that higher level to teach, to show. If this gives me a little power or a little position of being seen, and then I can share something so good with everyone else. And she actually used Bernie Sanders as an example of this. No one is holy. No one has like sanctity. He's had to make compromises in his career to sustain, the platform that he's had. If you're playing politics, at some point, you're going to have to say yes to something you would rather not say yes to, so that you can continue to have a voice to make the good change, right? So when I'm saying this, Sagittarius, that you've had to make deals or compromise, this is being triggered from you right now. This is a trigger. I don't fear hell, I fear heaven, because perfection is often anticlimactic. No one should be putting people on pedestals. Everybody fall down, go boom that way. It's not good for the person putting you on a pedestal, and it's not, God, I have the cutest little story about that in a couple that I do sessions with, because the guy is just so sweet and so adoring of his love that like he was so resistant to me saying you can't put her on a pedestal, but she deserves to be on a pedestal. Yeah, what you're doing right now is not good. So like it's a thing what we think, we're trained to think it's good. It's not good, right? So there's a trigger here for you, Sagittarius, and what's happening is while somebody's trying to give to you, I have 6 of Cups in reverse. There is something you're not looking at. This 5 of Pentacles, this isolation, this feeling like I'd rather be shut out in the cold than take from you because I'm not putting myself in that position again. That person is not trying to put you in this position. That has less to do with them and more to do with something that you haven't processed. And I fucking love my Sagittariuses. Kanye Joe is a Sag moon and a Sag rising. I love my Sagittariuses. Y'all not a fan of conflict. So something you avoided processing or avoiding wanting to really see it for what it was, is coming up right now. This is connected to childhood. This card, again, another gorgeous card. Eyes on the eagle, rising above the fray. Sagittarius likes to rise above in a way where they don't want to examine the ugly, where Scorpio loves to turn the rock over and look at what's underneath the rock and examine it. Sagittarius is the overcorrection of that. And they're like, look at the rock. Look how pretty it is. We don't need to know what's underneath it. You do. You're going to have to look under the rock, right? Because you could just receive. Flying above the fray this time doesn't mean flying above and trying to pretend that you don't know what's going on the ground. This is flying above the fray. This time means not getting involved in the distraction, the dramatic, the petty, the comparisons, what it like, sometimes what it looks like. Not getting distracted by the comparisons of the grandiose, of what looks really, really good, or look what looks like it should be perfect, and that Jupiterian energy. You're gonna, please look at what's making you feel isolated, that it's not triggering something that you're meant to heal right now. Not triggering because there's something wrong with you. Not triggering because you're so dumb and you never looked at this and you can't deal with it and you can't handle it and you're not strong enough. No, none of that. It is just time. We're ready for what we're ready for when we're ready for it. You know, people ask me like, oh, well, why did they do this? Why? I say, I don't know, because I don't ask. People will tell you what they want to tell you, when they want to tell you, and how much they want to tell you. And you are ready for what you are ready for when you're ready for it. And you are now. And this is just a little signaling from universe. Okay. Leos. How are my Leos? Are we good? I hope we're good. Okay, you have Venus and Mars conjunct. So if you have planets between like 18 and 26 degrees, you could definitely be feeling this today. It could either make you feel a little airy, and it could make you feel a little passionate, you know, any of that stuff. But it can make you also feel a little, it could feel like jealousy, depending on what else it is, what else it's aspecting in your chart. So just let me know in the comments if this is like really, you know, giving you a hard time today. All right, let's get your cards out. Or if you've been feeling it the last couple of days, which wouldn't surprise me, and it's all still squaring Uranus. It's going to start to release, thank God. Sorry, I gotta do something really quick. All right. Let's grab these. Right? Yeah, that feels right. Leo, Leo, Leo. Yeah, I'm sure your Mars is not to be played. All this shit is sitting on my progressed moon, and the Uranus is on my Saturn. And at this point, I'm just like, it is what it is. Because I was a very not happy person. My birthday sucked. And I'm not saying that for sympathy. Please don't give me sympathy. But, you know, sometimes we can plan and, you know, the stars laugh. My birthday was pretty awful because the transits were just cantankerous, and I felt it, unfortunately. And, you know, because other people were feeling it too, because they were collective transits. Were they hitting my chart extra hard because of my own placements? Sure. They were hitting two of my charts extra hard. But, you know, I also know that my solar return is going to hold some of that energy for a little bit. So other people were feeling it too. And people that like I depend on hearing from on my birthday. I did not hear from. I heard from most of you, emailed me or put a comment in, you know, but like people that like, I'm sure when they realize that they missed my birthday, they're going to be like, oh my God. But everybody was distracted that day. Everybody was distracted that day. So like everybody's feeling it. So these, you know, I don't blame you for saying my Mars is not to be messed with right now. Okay. Wow. Okay. Also, here's the good news, Leo. We got a Queen of Pentacles, but there is somebody that you are like, that used to know how to like push all your buttons, light all your fires. You are not having it right now. You know, Leo may be also feeling a little tender. We also have the Six of Cups here. Let's pull one of these to clarify. Choices and their consequences. Yeah. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles here as a big reward, but it looks like there is something about childhood that makes you go for the panty dropping Knight of Wands that does not do you any good. Like the quick fix is not doing you any good. But Feast of Plenty with this Queen of... try to resist, Leo. This Knight of Wands, you already want to. Don't give in to it. I have been saying this for months, especially Leo, with everything going on in Leo energy. And you're going to have, I mean, you're going to be dealing with that Venus in retrograde until September 3rd. And then from September 4th to like the end of September, it's still in your sign. It still has to go the other 12 to 29 degrees once it goes direct. What you invest in, what you believe, how that affects your value so that you don't feel later like, I can't believe I fell for that. That is all going to be a big theme for you this summer. You know, this is the reward and these are the consequences. Like, go do the childhood walkthrough video. See what comes up. Even if you don't have a subject to go in and do it, just start it and see what comes up. There's something here. It feels like you think that you dealt with it already, but might get a little triggered. Might get a little triggered this summer. We're all going to get a little triggered this summer, babes. All of us. All right. Aries, Aries, Aries. This was a little fun to do it backwards. Did you guys ever do the alphabet backwards in your head just to keep yourself honest and see like what your cognitive abilities are? Thank you, Juan. I keep forgetting to say the houses today. Yeah, so Aries was first house. Leo was 5th house. Sag is 9th house. Taurus is 2nd house. Virgo is 6th house. Capricorn's 10th house. If you have placements in any of those would have also applied there. And then Gemini is 3rd house. Libra is 7th, Aquarius is 11th, and then we have Pisces in 12th house, Scorpio in 8th, and Cancer in 4th. So those were all the houses that I already read for. Hey, Shin. Totally get it. Yeah. I think I'm just going to give away a reading at the end of Aries. I'll give away a 15-minute. Obviously, if you've won in like the last 3 months, we're going to give somebody else a chance to win. But if you want to play the intuition game, you can. And then maybe I'll try to hop on next week at some point just to do like free reads. Yesterday was insanely busy, and I ended up not even going to sleep till 1 a.m. with my eyes bleeding, still with my computer open, and I still didn't finish everything. So I did not get a chance to come back on here yesterday. Okay. Mystic Harmony, go watch we talked about that a lot in the Summer of Love videos, part 1 and part 2 that I did with Connie Joe. They're on my channel. They're on the regular uploads. Like, so as soon as you open my channel, it should be like the childhood healing video, which I keep pinned at the top. And then it should be the Summer of Love videos. And then there should be the Progressed Moon videos. You have to actually go looking for the lives, which is so annoying. I hope YouTube changes that. Or lets us rearrange everything how we want to. Okay. Aries. This is interesting. You're having anxiety over a connection that you have that you feel like will never come into the happy home that you want. You're having total anxiety, not sleeping, over a connection you feel is the person. Yet part 2 is when we really get into the Venus retrograde, because we leave it off talking about when we open up number 2, we're going to start talking about that's the day that Venus goes in retrograde. So, I also have natal Leo Venus. So, there's so much worry over this connection, Aries, that you're afraid. This is Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, first house, Aries placements. Aries Venus, you like it, I love it. If you have no Aries and this reading feels like it's for you, then your guides probably got you here because it's for you. Yeah, the Lovers with the anxiety card about that's the way they came out too. Lovers, anxiety, 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is quite literally that happy ending. It's not just like we're in love and we date and we live in 2 different houses and we get together, 3 times a month and everybody knows what a hot couple we are. The 10 of Pentacles is wanting to like wake up with somebody, pay bills with somebody, have the kids blended, whatever it is. There's anxiety over this connection, and it's not just it's not just the anxiety over that this connection won't come to fruition in a happy ending, everybody in the same house kind of way. There's worries that you won't have that happy ending with anyone because you're having a hard time getting over that you feel like this is really supposed to be your person. Let's get an oracle card to see how we can release that anxiety, that block. That's very interesting. I just want to say something before I read this. Thank you, Shauna. Juan said that his Venus is in Virgo at 0 degrees. So right after you were born, it went into Leo. So what Juan has is a stationing planet, which is very, very powerful in his chart. And maybe Connie Joe and I, or maybe, whatever combination. Connie Joe and I already have such a list of things we want to do. So sometimes I might do a little short video on something. And maybe she could just like join me in the chat for those times. Because we already have an arduous video schedule that we want to take advantage of. And the summer is going to be a little bit of a timeout for us because of schedules, just because of her busy summer schedule. It's not a timeout for Connie Joe and I. We're still, we're still us. But anyway, that is a video that's really, really interesting because sometimes you guys don't have your planets in retrograde, but it has either stationed to go retrograde or it is stationed because it just came out of retrograde. And those planets are not marked on our birth chart that way, but they are. It's really, really interesting. You kind of need an ephemeris for that. But what I will do maybe is put that on the list if you guys are interested. And what I can do is list the planets and the years that if you were born. So I will do like a 20-year spread of what placements you might have that look completely normal in your birth chart, but that planet was stationing, which gives it a whole different flavor. It's like a little unknown astrological secret. Or maybe it's known because maybe you watched somebody fabulous that already told you about that, but it's very interesting. Hi, Jupiter Jazz. Okay, so we have unmarked trail revelation. You don't stay in this over that. Listen, people, we have more than one soulmate. And if you have a twin flame, that's one of the series that Connie Jo and I are going to do. But if you have a twin flame, I have chills right now. If you have a twin flame, if you have a connection that you are so fucking sure that that is your person, you have to understand you are here for lifetimes. This is just one crack at it. And sometimes you will feel a connection for somebody, and sometimes it's just not the lifetime, and you are not supposed to put your life on hold. This anxiety card is not helping you. You have to start exploring the unmarked trail. The thing that you're like, you can't plan how this is going to come together and then also have anxiety about how it's not. I know it seems so crazy to say, but believe me and trust me that you have lives with that person. If there's a real connection, right? There's one of two things. That is a twin flame, and it'll either get together or it'll be an incredibly beautiful childhood sweetheart, something in another life. It'll be what it's supposed to be, right? Or you're thinking that there's a karmic that's your twin flame. And Connie Jo and I are going to do a whole thing about that. You can have a twin flame and have a magical, loving relationship with a soulmate that is not your twin flame and be incredibly fucking happy. Don't focus on it has to be that person or nothing, because you'll rob yourself of your own happiness. Anxiety is wanting the future to be a certain way that you can't control, and depression is living in the past that you cannot change. Don't do either of those. Okay. I'm going to give away a reading. I don't know who that is. I'm tempted not to watch it because my fear is that I wouldn't want anyone to think that I'm watching somebody else's stuff. There's so much watching people's stuff and then just mimicking what they say in a different way that I don't love right now. So I will watch that after we do our special. I'll notate it. Okay, so let's give away something. What haven't we? I keep grabbing the same things. Okay, I'm grabbing something simple. I'm going to tell you it's not sacred. It's a basic color, so you don't have to guess turquoise or whatever. The first person who gets it, I'm giving away a 15-minute reading. So let's breathe in. And connect with me. And just remember, if you've won in the last 3 months, really, let's do 3 months, we're going to give somebody else a chance. I'm seeing the colors come in. Annika, it's black. Annika was the first one with black. Hi, everybody. Hi, Spartacus. Hi, Brianna. Sometimes y'all are quiet until I do this part, and I don't mind at all. I'm just grateful for your energy because it's felt. Okay, so it's black and it's Annika. And I'm not mad at that because, quite frankly, Annika is with us if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, if it's 6 o'clock in the morning. She is a frequent flyer. I see her every month. So she contributes her energy. She contributes in many, many ways. So there we go. Annika, you know exactly how to contact me. Or we can add it to one of your monthly appointments if you like. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much. And so tomorrow I'll be on here. I'll do a Capricorn full moon special. I will post that soon. Probably in the next like 2 hours. And then I actually grew up with somebody named Annika in childhood, so that was crazy. When I saw your name, it was the first time I saw your name. I don't know that I've ever told you that. I grew up with friends and their parents were from Sweden, and it was Annika and Eric with a K, and I'm still friends with them. But anyway, tomorrow will be the Capricorn full moon special. And I will, of course, put that up soon. And we'll do the raffle for everybody that bought a birthday special. Their name is going in a raffle to win an extra appointment, except for Annika because she just won something now. So to make it fair, we're gonna have her out of the raffle. It would have been like a 30-minute anyway, which you'll get. She's not worried, I know. All right, I love you all. I love you. Now you love you, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right, like and share if you can. I appreciate it. Let's get to the 1,000, and then in 2 years, let's get to like Costa Rica. Okay, bye.